Now we go to our good friend Doug Carey to talk a little more about Movember and some of the products that Bell offers that address some of the concerns. Certainly, prostate, I would say, Doug, is a big one. Certainly for Bell Lifestyle Products, prostate's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one thing Movember does is it really creates awareness around some key areas of men's health. And, one of the things we want to do is just help create that awareness and get people involved in Movember itself. So Movember really looks at prostate cancer, which is one of their main health areas that they promote, as well as testicular cancer, I can't speak this morning, mental health and suicide prevention. So we want to make sure that, you get awareness on all of those. We got involved, or we get involved in the awareness of Movember simply because we serve men's health. And one of our leading products, the prostate T, is not actually for prostate cancer, but it's for a benign prostate hyperplasia, which is the non-cancerous enlargement of your prostate. And quite often, when you're having that discussion with men, it brings up prostate cancer, and it's an opportunity to talk about what men should be doing to look after their health, how they should have their prostate checked on a regular basis, and just create that awareness. Because if you catch cancers like that early, you can treat them. And in the case of prostate cancer itself, it's one of those things that men will most likely get at some point in their life, but they'll be so old and it's such a slow cancer that it probably won't have an impact. Right. But nevertheless, you should always be getting it checked. I'm just booking my appointment now to go get my blood tests, and one of those tests will be a PSA test, a prostate specific antigen test. It's just part of your regular blood test. You get it done. And what it does is, if you look at it over time, you can see if it's starting to rise or not. If you see a rise, that's an indication that you might have an issue. But you can catch it early that way. And it's so simple to do.
Got my blood test on Friday, Doug. So I'm in your boat, and hopefully our results are okay. Let me talk about the tea for a second, because I've tried this tea before. It has a very nice taste to it as well, which makes it even better wanting to take, because a lot of times people get shunned off by, oh, I don't like the way this tastes, or something. But you won't have that scenario with the tea. Tell us more about the tea then.
Well, the tea's pretty good. I mean, it's a loose tea. And the thing that is actually good about it is the taste. It's not a bad tasting tea. Some of the medicinal teas aren't the greatest in the world. They can be too earthy or just, don't have that flavor you want to drink every day. I tried the prostate tea. I don't necessarily need it, but I certainly tried it out. And you brew a little bit of it. It's got a very unique taste. And it tastes pretty good. And the way I actually was drinking it is, you brew a whole bunch of it, and then I throw it in the fridge and drink it like an iced tea.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty good. But just doing that will make sure that you're not getting up 20 times during the night to pee.
Yeah. There's a sentence I didn't think I'd hear on any show that I do. I have to admit, I lost money on that one. It is a discussion, but again, these are the kinds of things that happen to men, and you kind of don't talk about it. And guess what? It's that number is relatively high, and the chances of having to address this at some point is also pretty high. Not the cancerous necessarily, but as you said, just the commonality of these issues that men have. And if you don't talk about it, you shouldn't be freaked out, because there are ways, again, to address it. That's what we're talking about here today. Now, Bell itself is going to be running contests throughout the month, giving away product on the social media channels, and even some of the retail partners. So a lot of the guys that we talk to will be doing some stuff in and around Movember. Is that right?
Yeah. So there'll be displays throughout different retailers across the country for Movember, getting people involved, getting people just even thinking about the idea. So we want to bring that awareness around. So we expect a lot of our retail partners to be holding contests, mustache contests, even just coming into the store and posing with a mustache, whether it's real or fake, it doesn't matter. It's just a support of the cause, right? We don't expect all the women to grow out their mustaches this month, but we provided some artificial ones so they can participate. So it's just some fun stuff we want to do, and we'll be putting details up on our social media this week, and we'll be holding contests throughout the month, just for people to submit stories, to submit pictures, and we'll get it out there just to raise some awareness.
And that's what the month is all about, Doug. Are you now at the early start? This is November 1st, so it is officially Monday, November 1st, as hard as it is to believe. The weather would tell you it's close to November 1st, but are you going to start growing a mustache as well? Because it basically starts today, correct? Like you go clean shaven on the 31st, on the 1st. That's kind of how this thing works. Do we know about that?
So I sort of cheat in this month because I have a beard as well. But what I do is I cut all around the mustache area. So I'll have a overgrown goatee going for the month, and that will be my mustache.
Oh, it also fits in with the motorcycle gang you belong to on the weekends.
Yeah, see?
It's funny. I said some of the issues that we talk about when we have anyone from Bell Lifestyles and then all the great retailers and the people we talk to are these conversations that seem far away from mainly sports talk, which is what Dave and I have done for the last years and years and years. But sometimes it's not an open conversation until it happens to somebody you know. Now, a lot of people would know Keith Acton. So Keith Acton actually is from my hometown, but he had a big sort of NHL career. Certainly was assistant head coach with the Leafs for a while. He's the first guy I ever knew that had testicular cancer because I didn't really know that much about it. And when a local guy, someone that you know, someone who's playing in the NHL, it kind of changes things. And that's kind of what starts that conversation. Now, in terms of testicular cancer, unless you're talking about, Lance Armstrong or something like that, that's, really super famous, what is the rate of that for men? How common is testicular cancer in terms of when we say compare it to a prostate cancer and so on? How is that for men?
I'm not exactly sure what the current rate is, certainly in Canada. But, it's for the majority of men, it doesn't come down to so much what the rate is, but how easy it is to check. You can do self-checks just to look for lumps, etc. But it's the idea that you even check, right?
Right. So would it be similar to women with mammograms in the self-check process?
Right.
Yeah.
It is a common cancer, and it's something that you want to certainly address early. But if you address it early, like there's a 95% survival rate,
right,
if you catch it early. So it's all about getting in there and checking. And again, this comes back to awareness, right? It's not something that we think about every day. So if you're just made aware of it and you go, hey, you know what, I should be checking on a regular basis, do so. Or I guess your alternative is, get a friend to help.
Yeah.
But certainly it's something that can be treated, and survival's quite good if you catch it early.
Well, that's exactly it. Doug, before we go, because we have to talk about the seasons changing, and a lot of times, as we mentioned, seasons change, the weather changes. It's getting close to cold and flu season. I know that Bell Lifestyles, I'm a big fan of the Supreme Immune Booster, but there's also a lot of other immune supports. Maybe a couple of recommendations, I guess, where we're going to start to see minus temperatures soon as a consistency throughout the month of November. And then here comes the winter because it's right around the corner. So as we enter those times, what can you recommend?
Yeah, it is the cold and flu season. There's already a flu that's moving around and catching people off guard, but we do have a cold and flu product, cold and flu immune support. And there's zinc if you want to take something on a regular basis. I think you take zinc on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And there's Supreme Immune Booster if you just want to get your immune system, ready and in place and modulated. You can use that. And then we have a couple other products, Virex, which is normally used primarily for cold sores, but it's also a good antiviral in general, and that's why it works so well on cold sores. And then shark liver oil, which is a very specific form of fish oil, very good for the immune system, and extremely popular right now.
Yeah.
Very, very popular. So it's we have a wide range, and it's just good to be proactive. It's good to take some of these products as prophylactics, so that you don't get sick, or if you start to get sick, you take them. And what they really do is they're going to help boost your immune system a bit and shorten the duration usually of what you're getting, or maybe help you fight it off in the first place. So it's great to really look at that range of products and, tackle it early before you get sick.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of these products. You start getting into your system now before the season actually gets fully underway. That's not going to say that you would never ever get sick, but it certainly helps your system to fight it off. And that's really what the foundation of these products are, is that it is the natural way to help your body fend off all the things that we're talking about that attack it. And it's not pharmaceutical. This is not big pharma. This is the opposite of that. And it's why it's so much better for your body. And it's something, honestly, like 4 or 5 years ago, I never would have thought of. And now for Dave and myself, I mean, it's part of our weekly regimen for both of our families. I know in my family, all the products you just talked about, we use literally on a daily basis.
Yeah, none of these are cures. I mean, all these products do is they really help boost your immune system, your own immune system, so it's a little stronger and can fight these things off better, or, like I said, shorten the duration of getting that really nasty cold or that really nasty flu.
Well, Doug, thanks so much for this morning. We appreciate it. They're all outstanding products, as I said beforehand, and so easy to get. I mean, very, very easy to get, easy to take, and we always appreciate the time.
I just had one question. Did
Yeah.
you guys mention cherry blossoms as one of the?
Yes, we did. Cherry blossoms was in there. Did you like that?
Missed that? That was the one I was waiting for. I missed it. So
now, are you a cherry blossom man?
I am. It's we had a conversation with a friend a long time ago. We were talking about all the old chocolate bars that we didn't get anymore.
Yeah.
So I served it up for dessert from a dinner party.
Delicious.
Sounds very high end.
Yeah, right. Very classy.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Maybe that's the newest Bell Lifestyle product coming out. I know you have to fight some others on that one. What do you mean a cherry blossom? How does that? Oh, no, it does stuff. No, it's got zinc in it. It's got zinc in it. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Doug. You take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Doug.
That is Doug Carey, as we are talking about Movember and, of course, all the products that help keep your body working, including, as we mentioned, the cold and flu, support zinc, Virex, the shark liver oil, and the Supreme Immune Booster. Start taking it now, and you'll thank us later.